He's going to take a chance from midway in the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll try the run. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, the running back has it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Nice job by this defense, stringing along the option, not letting him make a decision right away. And that's why they could corral to the football, get him on the ground, and make sure that option didn't get a big gain.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. The RPO, fire complete to the left. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
Running back searching for a hole. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Completes it in the middle. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
8th play on this opening drive coming up, and they need a 3rd down conversion. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. We knew coming in that they wanted to push the ball down the field, and they waste no time getting at it.
And I love that, man. I love being aggressive early, setting a tone, sending a message to my team. Listen, we're going to attack down the field. You better be ready for it. This offense comes out, gets the big completion way down the middle of the field.
Looking downfield on first down. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, I know that one falls incomplete, but as the head coach, you've got to still love what you've seen from your quarterback early in this game. He's been accurate, in a great rhythm. To start the game 4 for 5, it's pretty good.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. He wants to change this route. 2nd and 10, he'll throw again. Shoots it to the left. A strike downfield. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown ball!
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a 3rd down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of wore the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Let's take just a second and talk about Oklahoma. Boy, this just hasn't been their year. All of the aspirations starting the season in the top 5, but there's always someone that seems to bottom out against those big expectations.
No question, Reese, and what's so disappointing, especially looking at this team's offense, is they're just not making the plays. They've got the guys on paper that look like they could be All-Americans. They have guys that can change the course of games, and that's why coming into this season, they were given that top 5 ranking, but on the field, in games, they simply...
There he goes! And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
And listen, I know he just got rocked, but he held onto the football and got the first down. So when he can get up, when he has the strength to get back up, nothing to be worried about. Nice play, nice catch. Don't worry about that big stick. I got the first down. Signal that thing for me and celebrate.
Trying to get the corner. Fights off the defender. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. And the Sooners will hustle to the line.
The offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
Man, I love when offenses are not afraid to run the football consecutive times in a row, or multiple times in a row. I know everybody wants to air it out, but man, getting that ground game established, making those linebackers and safeties come up and know that we're going to run the football, I like the way they started this football game.
Looking to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Running behind that left side. The noise reverberating off the checkerboards and Neyland on 3rd down. Calls his own number. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. First down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. The option look. To the ground with the back. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Second down coming up. That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Going to work in the red zone. They can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Wants to go up top. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted deep in his own end. He stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football.
And what a great job by the defense that time. Cover one, man coverage, and did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage, you jam them. And it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that...
Turning it on. Picks up the first down. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
You're going to win a lot of games if you can generate explosive plays. That's what we've seen in recent weeks from this football team. But this offense, man, they are every defensive coordinator's nightmare because of the players they've got lining up all over.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the middle. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical. And early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
The offense changing the play. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive. Smashes through the tackle. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And you will always remember your first. And how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
Looking to throw on first down. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He's knocked out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 44.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on 1st and 2nd. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up 3rd and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that 2nd down by this defense.
In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40, the 20. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Volunteers.
And that's a great job by the defender there, back in his own end. He knew he had to make a play. He jumped around, caught it, and he takes it all the way back. Forget flipping the field. How about scoring a touchdown?
He'll bring it out. It's Keene. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you can tell, takes it out, good blocking, give them a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No, 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 no. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
So here is the Tennessee offense. Well, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just breaks into the open. The 40, the 30. He's at the 10, and he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and it shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
Coming out with it, it's Keene. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like...
Makes the grab on the right. Kearney on the Jets. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
They almost took that thing end to end, but now they have to finish the drive with a score. Leaves it with the back. And they're able to keep him from scoring as he's guided out of bounds at the 5. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Defense loves to show heat and try to confuse. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma! Quick strike touchdown comes out and jump-starts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. they'll give it to him again. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Quarterback making adjustments. He's going to take off. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. The Vols have it with a 1st and 10. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Makes him talk to the hand. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. You saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working. But right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. He'll try to do it himself. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Well, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. 8th play of the drive coming up. He wants to throw it. Got it in the middle. It's landing. Now the connection takes it to the 11. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll leave it with him. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Unleashes to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown ball.
And that's his 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, Phyllis, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Nebraska went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Huskers always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. Big implications today and a notable result as one team trends upward and the other has some work to do.
Hey, Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one this drive going to the air. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And they're able to get him down. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Under fire. And he just chucks it into the fourth row.
How loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Working that left side now. The defense calls the timeout. Their second of the day as they try to get their act together.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
And the returner will be brought down. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Rush is on him. And the defense, they've got him at the 27. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
And the Vols trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Off the play fake. He fires to the left side. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Going right to work up top. Release to the back. They're working that left side. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Spits it out to the back. It's caught. Thought for a minute they were going to turn that into a score. They get the big play, but time runs out here in the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Volunteers will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Keene. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring drive.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here would be huge.
Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Lost a throw on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this This is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. The Sooners want to pick up the tempo. The give out of the gun. Got room at the 35. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
The Sooners pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Pocket breaking down. He'll throw it. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Plows ahead for a pickup of one to the 32.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on third down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys in a coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the new coordinator.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on fourth down, trailing by double figures. Down he goes, and the defense snuffs out this drive with a sack.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on fourth down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They go to the ground. Turns it on at midfield. There he goes. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Volunteer. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
And this offense picks up right where it left off. Scoring points, creating a big play. First drive of the second half, no problem. Don't worry about halftime adjustments. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
He'll bring it out. It's Keene. Slips through the line. Got a little room. Can they catch him? He will score. Touchdown Sooner.
And he's in for the second score of the game. My goodness. Note to self, kickoff team. Don't kick it to him anymore. Squib it, kick it to the other guy. Just don't let that guy touch it again.
Looking to throw. Now improvising. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage. They're really spinning that wheel of fortune here. 2-possession game, going for the onside kick here in the third. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
And that is why they're called the hands team, people, on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Crosses the 30. He's got a layup. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Defensively, you'll take the slow down. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run to guys, and get him on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, you're bringing all these tight ends in the game. You'd like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
Going to swing it on second down. He's got it on the move. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
You get the completion, and now you set up a manageable third down situation in the red zone. This is a huge down in distance in this game.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. And on fourth down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Smashes it between the uprights. And now the lead is even bigger. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him corralled, but not before he gets that return out to the 35. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. To the air on first down. He uncorks one deep. And he's got it inside the 35. Another big completion for the Sooners, and that's right in keeping with that legacy of great quarterbacks.
Just dudes that can spin it. The offense is always fun. It's always fast. There's a lot of things about Oklahoma that you can count on. And offense and great quarterback play is always one.
One big play can really flip the script of a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just outside the 30. Keeps looking downfield. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
Man, this is an unbelievable start for this defender in this game, guy. That's already his second PD in this game. Playing with his eyes, he's breaking on the ball. You just can't start a game any better.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Creates a little room. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. Pulls and fires complete. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. And the Sooners want to crank the tempo. The corners are walked up tight. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. To the marker. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. If you like old school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who starred through the first 3 periods. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Nice pitch and catch. This receiver and quarterback have done this thousands of times. Finds the open man, throws a strike. The receiver does the rest, gets into the end zone.
Play the analytics here, and you go for two. Gets the back moving. He's looking to throw. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
2-point plays, the windows are very small to throw into. That time, he just tried to force it into a tiny window. It ended up being picked, and the offense comes away with no points.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So here is the Tennessee offense. Gives it on the option.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And the Volunteers come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. Turning it on. Smashes ahead. And there they go again. Another huge gain on the ground.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on third down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on third.
Wants to go up top on first down. They get to him as he throws. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
The offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
So now it's second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He's got an open man. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Shakes off the defender. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
It'll be third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Really nice third down sub defense there that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up fourth.
Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. After the failed field goal attempt, still a 12-point game. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. What will they dial up on
tell, man. Playing pass all the way. Your team has a lead. Getting later in the football game, he's just pinning his ears back, and he flies off the edge and gets the big sack.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. He's going to let it go. Finds a spot down the gut of the knee. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain.
And even though they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, they've got a quarterback that can bring them back, but they need him now to play his A-plus level of football. We saw a nice completion on that last third down. Let's see if he can keep it going.
And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner. Just exhausting.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. Touchdown Sooners! A Lazarus-like comeback is underway.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's going to bring this one out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. He'll do it himself. Running into the open space. Picks up the first down, still moving. He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. From the gun, the ground game. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Vols come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. 3rd down play from the gun. Grab near the marker. It's landed. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
We always talk about Yak, and that was 3rd and very manageable. They were just throwing the ball to the sticks, just trying to pick up a simple first. But when you've got playmakers like that, that can do things after the catch, any play could be an explosive one, and you saw it right there. Tremendous job getting it to him early, and he does the rest.
They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tennessee! They extend the lead here in the fourth, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1.
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
They put the brakes on him, but a good return out to the 36. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Looking downfield on first down. Here's a heat. Rush coming in high, and they got him at the 29. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
One thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
Second down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time. Looking for more room. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown ball. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Let's show you the very latest. Oregon is down right now, but you simply can't rule out a comeback. Justin Herbert had a hand in getting this kid to Eugene, so if he thinks the magic is there, who am I to disagree? They're trailing by 11 to Alabama. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Here's the pressure. He wants a big play here late. He's got it on the right. He goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and they switch the ends of the field quickly. After that huge play, they've now got it inside the 30. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged out of the air. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Under fire. Couldn't quite hang on to the pick, and he will be thinking about that one for a long time.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
He wants it all. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long. That's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense. And that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Steps away to find some room. It's complete to the left. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. They'll try to get it in with the That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. To the air on second down. He's going for the goal line. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. They desperately need to get the score here on 3rd and goal to have any kind of wild chance. Moves around to clear up the vision. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight.
And the quarterback is sacked. Big play by the defense that is probably going to be wiped out by that penalty flag. I think they jumped offside. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. They'll start this drive going to the air. Still looking on the move. Firing to the right, complete. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. One last incompletion, and that'll do it. So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted